I welcome back everyone. Last class we have discussed how a method should be created, isn't it? In that we have discussed how a method should be declared and how it should be defined everything, isn't it? So now in this class we are going to discuss how a defined method can be called. Okay. Generally, how we will call the people who are around us by using their names, isn't it? As like the methods also can be called using their names. For that, here is an example. Package details using system and then namespace arithmetic and then the class name is addition. Within the class, the method is declared here. Okay. The declaration statement for method is public int sum. Here sum is the method name and int is return type and then public is access specifier. Okay. Here the method is having the parameters, that is num1, num2 with the data type integer. This is the method declaration statement. If a method declaration is having open close curly brace, then the part is called method definition. Okay. Here the method is defined with some set of source code. In that the first line is int a comma b comma c. The variables a, b, c are declared with the data type integer. Then a equal to num1, b equal to num2. The received value by the parameters num1, num2 are assigned here to the variables a and b. Okay. And the values are added, then the answer is stored in the variable c. Here the statement is return c. The statement is going to return the answer to the place from where this method is called. Okay. The value of c is going to be returned back to the place from where this method sum is called. Okay. So this is what the method definition. And then the next part is main, static void main, string arguments. Here the values 100, 200 are assigned to the variables x, y respectively with the data type integer. And then there is a variable result with the data type integer. Okay. And here is a statement for object creation, that is addition ad equal to new addition. You know that how the object should be created. The object creation statement will be like this. Okay. Here the addition is class name which we have defined already. So for that class name, here we are creating the object. The object is ad. Okay. And now we are going to call the method sum using this object. For that the statement is result equal to ad dot sum of x comma y. Here the variables x and y will have the value 100 and 200 respectively. And with the value we are going to call the method sum using the object ad. Okay. Now the method will be called and the values will be added and the answer will be returned back here. And the returned answer will be assigned to the variable result. Okay, this statement is called method call statement. And then the next line is console.writeLine added value is, this is a place where the answer should be displayed. The value is having by the variable result. Okay, it will be displayed as a result and then console.read key. Okay, so this is the example program to define a method and to call the defined method. The next part is recursive method call. It is simply a method is going to call itself. The process is called recursive method call. If a method calls itself, then the process is known as recursion. Okay. For this we shall see an example. Generally for this recursive method, we will take the example program for finding factorial. Okay. Package and then namespace recursion class fact. Okay. Within that the main part is here public static void main string arguments and int 32 num. The variable num is declared with the data type integer and convert dot to int 32 console dot read line. Here the value for num is going to be received from the user using the statement console dot read line. This is a statement to read the value from user, but the received value will be in character type. So that the received value is converted to the integer using the statement convert dot to int. Then the converted integer will be assigned to the variable num. Okay, and then next the variable f is declared with the data type integer. This is to assign the answer. And next line f equal to factorial of num. Here the method factorial is going to be called with a value which is received by the user. Okay. For example, we have taken here the value 5. So now the factorial method will be called with the value 5. And then the statement console.writeLine the factorial of. The answer is going to be displayed here using the statement, so that the place 0 and 1 is assigned here. 0 equal to 1. Okay. 0 is the place for num and 1 is the place for f. Then the next statement is return 0. Okay. And then close curly brace. Here the main is closed and the factorial method is declared here. Int factorial int n. Okay. The value which is given here to the variable num will be taken for this variable n. Okay. For example, we have taken 5. So 5 will be assigned to the variable n, and here the statement is if n double equal to 0. Just we are verifying whether the given value is 0 or not. If it is 0, it will return the answer as 1. If it is not 0, then else part will be executed. Okay. So here the value is 5, so that the condition will move to else part. Here the statement is return factorial n minus 1 asterisk n. Okay. Here the method factorial is called by itself here in this statement, so that it is called recursive method call. Okay. So factorial n minus 1. N value is 5, so that here the value is 4. 4 into 5. Okay. 5 will be here, and with the value 4 again the function will be called. So again the control will move to this statement. The value is 4 minus 1. So 3 into 4. Already 5 is there in stack, and now 5 into 4 will be taken, and with the value 3 again the factorial method will be called. So 3 minus 1 2. 2 into 3. 3 also will be added in the stack, and now with the value 2 method will be called again. So 2 minus 1 1. 1 into 2. 2 will be added to the stack, and with the value 1 again the method will be called. Here 1 minus 1 0. If it is 0, the value will be 1. Okay, that is also will be included in the stack. So now the total values which are in stack is 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So the multiplied value will be 120. That 120 will be returned back to the place from where this method is called. That is, to this place the value 120 will be assigned. So that is the answer will be displayed using this statement. Okay. Here the output statement is the factorial of, in the 0th place the num 5 will be placed. The factorial of 5 equal to f. F is having 120. So that the answer is the factorial of 5 equal to 120. Okay. So this is what the execution of this example for the recursive method call. And the next title is initializing an object. Okay. Once the object is created, it should be initialized with some value. For that, there are 3 different ways to initialize an object. The first one by reference variable, second one by method, third one by constructor. Okay. Let us see these 3 things in a single program itself. Here is an example program. These are the packages, and the namespace console application 2. Class getDetails. The class name is getDetails. Within the class, the variables id, a, b, total, average are declared in the data type integer, and then the variable name department is declared in the data type string. Okay. Here is a method with the name getDetails. The name is same as to the class name, so that it is called constructor. Okay. Constructor is having some arguments int m1, int m2. Okay. And within the constructor, what is the source code given? A equal to m1, b equal to m2. The value m1, m2 are assigned to the variable ab, and then the values are added, and the answer will be in the variable total. Okay. This is what the source code given within the constructor. And next there is a method void display. Here method name is display. Within the method block, some source code is given. Console.writeLine student mark list. This is the title, and then console.writeLine empty parenthesis. It will give a empty line, and then console.writeLine name. Name is given within double quotes with the place identifier, comma name. The value which is assigned to the variable name will be displayed here. Okay. And then console.writeLine id, and then department, then total. Okay, the variables name, ID, department, total will display the respective values in the respective places. And then average equal to total divided by 2. Some value will be there in total, that will be divided by 2, and then the average value will be assigned to the variable average. So that is displayed here using this statement. Okay, this is what the block of statements given within the method display. Within the class getDetails, we have defined one constructor and then display some set of source code. And then there is main part, public static void main string arguments. Here first the object is created, getDetails p1 equal to new getDetails. Within bracket there are two values 99, 90. Okay, I told you already that while we create the object, the constructor will be executed. Okay, there is a detailed thing for constructor. Let us discuss those things while we discuss about the constructor. Okay, now you just see the object creation statement. Here getDetails is the class name, p1 is an object, equal to new. New is an operator to allocate the memory space for object. And then again here is a getDetails with the open close bracket. In this place it is called as a constructor. Here we have given two values 99 and 90. While the object is created, the constructor will be called and executed. So here the constructor part is getDetails int m1 int m2. Here we have given the value 99 and 90. Those two values will be assigned to the variable m1 and m2. Okay, so 99 will be assigned to the variable a, 90 will be assigned to the variable b, and these two values will be added and the answer will be in total. Okay, after executing this part, control will move to next statement. Here the statement is called the object initialization by constructor. Okay, here the object is initialized by the constructor. And the next statement, p1 dot name equal to Kamala. Here the object is initialized by reference, that is p1 dot name is a reference variable assigned with the value Kamala. Okay, as like a name, here p1 dot id is assigned with 101 and p1 dot department is assigned with BCA. Using these three statements, the object is initialized by reference. Okay, and then the next line is p1 dot display. While we execute these statements, the variable name, ID, department will be assigned with the value Kamala 101 BCA respectively by reference. Okay, and then the statement is p1 dot display. Here the method display is called by the object p1. This is object initialization by method. Okay, while we execute this statement, the method will be called. Here the method is display and all these statements will be executed. Okay, after executing this, the control will move to next line, console.read key. During this statement, user may press any key and the control will move back to the source code. So this is what the example program for object initialization by the three different ways, by constructor, by reference and then by method. Let us see the output. Output for the example program is this one. Student mark list is a title and then there will be empty line and then with the label name Kamala, ID 101, department BCA and the total is 189. For that the average is 94. Okay, so this is the output for the respective example program. Okay, I hope you will understand how we have defined a method or constructor within the class and how it is called by the object and how the object is initialized by three different ways, that is by constructor, by reference and then by method. Okay, fine. Now I would like to give you an assignment. You just take the previous example program which we have discussed for object initialization, where we have created one constructor and one method and we have called both. Okay, so constructor will be called while we create the object and then method has to be called by the object individually. Okay, as like the program which we discussed in object initialization, now you just create a program using any one of the class name as your convenience and create a constructor. Constructor name should be as it is in the class name. Okay, for the constructor you write a source code to find biggest number from given two numbers. Constructor should have two arguments. while we create the object, you should pass two numbers. The source code of the constructor should be for finding the biggest number from the given two numbers. Okay, so that is the source code for constructor. Okay, and then you create a method with any one of the name as your convenience, and for that you have to write the source code for finding whether the given number is odd or even. For the method you keep one argument. Okay, for that argument you have to pass the value while you call the method, and the source code should be to find whether the given number is odd or even. For both constructor and method, you just display the answer in the constructor and method itself. Okay, here the biggest number should be displayed in the constructor itself as a result, and here the result whether the given number is odd or even should be displayed in the method itself. Okay, the main should have the source code only to create an object and then to call the method. While you create the object, you have to pass the values for constructor, and for the method you have to call individually using the object. Is this clear? Okay, try this assignment. I'll meet you in next class. Thank you.